Okay, students, if you're working with clay, there's a really good chance that you might need to roll out a slab. This sun was created by rolling out a slab and then building on it and cutting around it. The SpongeBob was made with a slab. This cookie plate was made with a slab and the slumping technique. These coffee mugs were made with slabs. So how do you make a slab? Well, first you need to know where to get everything. So I've got those sticks there. I've got a rolling pin. And I've got the canvas cloth. The canvas cloth is over here on the table. Some of these have clay all over them. You might want to rinse them off or dust them off. Some of them have wrinkles in them, so you might want to smooth them out so you don't pick up the wrinkles in your clay. Rolling pins and the sticks to roll your slab out on are over here in the second drawer by Captain America. So in the drawer, you'll notice the sticks are different thickness. This thickness is a lot skinnier than my finger. It's probably too thin. The clay is going to be very breakable, not very strong. This one is probably too thick. If clay will have trouble firing. So I usually go for the medium thickness, and that's what I have over on the table already. I'm going to grab a smaller rolling pin because it'll fit between my chairs where I'm doing my video, but you might want a big one. Sometimes I need to clean off the rolling pin a little bit. If it's got some old icky clay on it, I might take a wet paper towel and rub that down. But I have my rolling pin, I've got my sticks, I've got my canvas cloth. If I'm making a coffee mug, then I might need to roll the clay out long ways. So I kind of made the clay into a log. I wedged it, dropping it down, pushing it down on the cloth. So once I have that log, let me see if I can get this. I don't want to try to roll that out because it's too thick. The pin's not going to roll. So I need to smush this down almost as thin as my sticks, not quite. So I can use the palm of my hand. That clay is nice and wet. It's nice and soft. And I can smush that out. And now I can come over and grab my rolling pin and finish it off. Back and forth. Like I said, that rolling pin is kind of dirty. I should have cleaned it off. I make mistakes all the time when I make art. It's how I learn. No big deal. So it doesn't take long to roll it out. I just kind of gradually push it back and forth. I can tell right now if I were making a mug, this one is not going to be near as big as I need it to be to make a mug, because I can make the base of my mug though. The sides of the mug are going to be much bigger than what I have here so far. So it's going to take a pretty good size chunk of clay to make a mug. I'm seeing if it's getting, the sticks are keeping the clay a nice thickness all the way across. So that would be, the sticks are kind of close together this way so that I could get a long rectangular piece. So I would need to add more clay to this and try again. If I was making a plate or a larger slab, more of a circle or more of a square, then I would take my clay and maybe roll it into a ball. It's kind of a cube right now, and sometimes you can roll it around on the table, and it softens up a little bit the more I work it. I have wedged this one with some water and some on a canvas cloth, and so I might want to smush this one down with my hand and get it kind of flattened out. Sometimes you have to use a force and push kind of hard. And it's getting there. We want that thickness of the clay to be around the thickness of your fingers. That way it's strong and not brittle. Probably won't have sharp edges. This clay is a little bit harder than most of the clay we have, so this one's going to take a little extra work. If I have to push hard, I probably shouldn't use these outside handles. I should probably keep my hands here so I don't break the rolling pin. And I do have two different colors of clay, but that really doesn't matter. They're gonna come out after the bisque fire. They're gonna come out about the same. Okay, so I have this pretty flattened out. If I wanted to slump on, say, a plate, I could hold the plate up to the clay and test and see if it's big enough. There should be clay outside of this everywhere. It's not big enough, so I can take another piece of clay, and they are different colors, and I can scoot this one out a little bit wider. Go this way. And I can roll these into each other. And you can put texture plates underneath your clay to help it pick up certain textures. Those are in the drawing supplies in the supply room. They have a little bit of a crack where they come together. I'm just gonna kind of put a Band-Aid over that. Roll out a little bit more. Now I can take my plate and test it out and see if it's big enough. I have a few spots here and here that need a little more clay, so I can take a sharp pencil or a needle tool to cut in the clay. A needle tool or a sharp pencil works just fine too. And I need some over here. And I need some in this area, so smush that in. Back to my pen. Now I can test this out and see if it's gonna work. I think it is gonna work. I need to lift the other side of the clay and see how it looks. That looks pretty good. So this will be the side that shows. It's gonna be good. Put this back down. Smooth out my cloth. I don't want those wrinkles in the cloth. Now I can put this down and use pencil or needle tool to cut out, just pulling it around. Oops, got away from my line a little bit there. I can lift this up, get it out of the way. A very nice slab to work with here. I can pick my favorite side. This one seems to have less blemishes, so that's the one I want to show. Now I can set this into the plate and push it down in here to help it take the form of the plate. And this could be a serving tray. You could make a gift for someone, crackers and cheese and meat, a cookie plate. I had the one decorated like Santa, so it could be a Christmas. Some of my edges are rough, so I need a little cup of water. To smooth out those edges and make them, you don't want anybody to get cut. You got to think about this thing going in the dishwasher and being handled. The glazes we have are food safe, most of them are, so people can eat off of this. Now a lot of people like to, this is pretty basic, a lot of people like to etch a design in here or build onto it with more pieces of clay. I did build onto Santa. There's a rectangular slab there, a circle slab there, the eyes. I pinched out the nose, the mustache. So you can build on the surface. You can etch on it, and you can, if you have a bowl, if you're slumping a bowl and it's deeper, you can melt marbles in your bowl. Here is an example of marbles. Those ones cracked a little bit when they were fired. This is a coil pot. Those marbles did not crack as much, but you can pick different colors and melt those down in there if it's going to contain the liquid glass. I have seen the plates melted with glass marbles a little bit, but usually we do that in the bowls. So slabs are awesome. I'll also demonstrate making a coffee mug with a longer slab.